We all know we should back up our computers in case something goes wrong, but many people are put off by what seems like a complicated process. Luckily, it's really very easy to backup your Mac, and there are plenty of others open to you, meaning you can find one that suits you best. Moderate, and on the 50, the things that they have to a Mac, all right? A Mac, a backup storage drive, one of the easiest ways to back up your Mac is to use Time Machine, which is a free backup app that's included with your Mac. Once you set that up, it will automatically do hourly backups for the last 24 hours, daily backups for the previous month, and weekly backups for all past months. So you can browse through these backups and restore them easily if you want to. All you need to do is grab an external drive with plenty of space and ensure it's also connected to your Mac. In this guide, we'll cover a few different ways to back up your Mac, from everything from Time Machine to iCloud and third-party services. By the end, you should have everything you need to keep your files safe from disaster. Not every disk will be ready to back up your Mac right out of the box, and you might need to format it so that it can be read by macOS, and as well as that, if there are already files on the drive, it's a good idea to erase it so that there's enough space for your backups. I'm sure to move your files off it to a safe location beforehand. Cloud Disk can work as both a backup drive and a space for regular file storage. We recommend dedicating the drive entirely to backups to reduce complications and give you more backup space. Apple recommends using an external disk that has at least double the storage of your Mac. For instance, if your Mac has a 1 terabyte SSD, you should use an external drive that has at least 2 terabytes of storage space. Now let's start preparing the drive for your backups. And due to and die about this and do this thing, I can run there and I copy around, and finally, unfortunate, just to give you the brain not readable by this computer. If so, select the Initialize button. This opens the Disk Utility app. And it definitely. In the menu bar, you should see the name of your external drive underneath the external murder. Sidebar, 5 people underneath the external drive, the user file header. Select the drive, then choose the Erase button at the top of Disk Utility. Give your disk a name. Ensure the format is APFS or APFS encrypted. The scheme is set to good but snap and erase. Once the process is finished, select Done. Now that your external disk is connected to your Mac and properly formatted, it's time to set up Time Machine. Step 1, open the System Settings app from your dock or by selecting the Apple logo in the top left corner of your Mac and picking System Settings. And then step 2, in System Settings, so if you do this, go to General, Time Machine. Now you can solve it, select the Add Backup Disk button, or press the plus button if you already have a backup destiny listed and want to add a new one. And then step 3, I'll see your external disk listed, and then select it and choose Setup Disk. If you want to encrypt the disk, enable the toggle next to Encrypt to Backup. You'll need to enter an encryption password and a password hint. You can also limit how much disk space is allocated to backups by selecting Custom Next to Disk Usage Limit and dragging the slider to set a cap. For now, though, select None instead. When you're done, choose Done. After you set up Time Machine, it will start backing up your files automatically by default. However, you can get more control over the frequency and duration of backups by changing a few settings. In step 1, your Mac might add a Time Machine icon to your computer's menu bar. If you're paying start backing up manually, select this icon, just pick backup now. And if you don't see the Time Machine icon in your menu bar, open System Settings and navigate to Control Center in the left-hand sidebar. Scroll to the shafter on the bottom of the pane until you see the menu bar only header. Next to Time Machine, select Show in menu bar. Step 3, if a backup is in progress, you can skip it by selecting Skip this backup in the Time Machine menu bar app. The top of the menu item shows either your backup progress as a percentage or when the last backup was completed, depending on whether a backup is currently in progress or not. And step 4, to change the backup frequency, select the Time Machine menu bar app and then choose Open Time Machine Settings. So from here, pick Options and then choose a backup frequency. Restoring files from Time Machine is a straightforward process, and you can restore either your entire Mac or just a few files. Here we'll cover the first scenario and step 1. To restore everything on your Mac from a previous backup, first open the Migration Assistant app. You can do this by opening the Finder app and selecting Go Utilities from the Mac menu bar, and then opening Migration Assistant from the Utilities folder. And step 2 in Migration Assistant, select the From a Mac, Time Machine Backup, or Startup Disk option, then pick Continue. Now choose your Time Machine Backup disk and choose Continue again, then select the specific backup you want to restore. Choose Continue, and I'll try to sit on. I'll push them without letting them, and we might be ready for that. So get them is pretty sure. I would like that to remember a popular, but if you get them with the other capture, that anything you want to restore, and choose Continue. The restoration process will now begin. This could take a few hours, so ensure your Mac is plugged into power. Then let it get to work. And restoring everything on your Mac from the Time Machine snapshot can take a long time. It might be unnecessary if you need a few files. Luckily, macOS lets put the Time Machine. You restore specific files using Time Machine. Step 1. Open the folder whose files you want to restore. For example, if you want to bring back deleted files from your Documents folder, open the Documents folder in the Finder app. And step 2, open the Time Machine app by pressing Command Space and typing Time Machine, or by opening the Launchpad app and finding Time Machine in the other folder. And step 3, all of your other apps will fade out and you'll just see your Finder window in the center of your screen. So if Time Machine is backed up, there's previous versions of this folder. You will see them nestled in a stack behind your frontmost window. And step 4, to the right of the Finder window, you'll see an up arrow and a down arrow. Select these to navigate backwards or forwards through your backups. Alternatively, you can use the handles in the bottom right corner of your Mac screen. Simple, variable, maybe a step-on point. If you're suffering falls and stuff that in there, it may also have a diving attach or blash, and then make sure that fall over, contact them, and then a file was in the downloads folder when a backup was made. It will be returned to the downloads folder. And step 6, there's another way to restore individual files, as some apps make backups of your files using Time Machine. Open the file, then pick File Revert To. Browse all versions from the menu bar. You'll see a similar Time Machine screen to the one described in step 3 above. Select Restore on the version you want to bring back, or hold the Option key and pick Restore a Copy. Now note that this revert feature doesn't work for all apps. Lots of Apple apps come with feature, but it's not guaranteed to work with third-party apps. Apple's Icon service can back up certain files for you automatically. It's not a complete solution. It does not provide a total backup of your Mac. So don't rely on it to save everything, but it can be a good way to keep certain files safe in the cloud. When your files are stored in iCloud, you can access them from any Apple device as long as every device is signed in using the same Apple ID. That's pretty great for keeping things in sync and accessible everywhere you work. Note that when you delete a file on one device, it's deleted everywhere. It will be kept in the recently deleted folder on iCloud.com or in the Files app on your Mac, but it will only stay there for 30 days. That means iCloud isn't a proper backup solution in the way that Time Machine is, so you should use it to supplement Time Machine, not replace it. And step 1, open System Settings and select your name at the top of the left-hand sidebar. Then choose iCloud. Under Apps, using iCloud, select iCloud Drive. Now ensure there are toggles next to Sync. This Mac and Desktop and Documents folders are enabled. Then pick Done. And step 2, you can also upload your photos to iCloud so that they are available on all your devices. Open the Photos app, then choose Photos, Settings from the menu bar. In Settings, select the iCloud tab and tick the checkbox next to iCloud Photos. And then step 3, in this menu you can choose to either keep original copies of your photos on your Mac, the download originals to this Mac option, or save the originals in iCloud and keep lower resolution versions on your computer, the optimized Mac storage option. If you pick the latter, you can download full resolution versions of your images to your Mac whenever you like by opening the Photos app, go in Photos, Settings, iCloud, then selecting Download Originals to this Mac. There's one more option for backing up your Mac using a third-party service like Backblaze or iDrive. The benefit of these services is that they back up your files to a cloud server, meaning you don't need to get your own external drive. Given that these companies are in the business of backing up, most will offer you unneeded storage space. That's handy as you have so much to back up that buying enough external drives would be prohibitively expensive. So whichever service you choose, you can expect to pay a recurring monthly or annual fee to gain access. Backblaze, for example, charges $9 a month or $99 a year for unlimited storage. Your initial backup could take a long time depending on how much you need to back up. So it might be an idea to leave your Mac on overnight so it can complete the backup. Once it's done, though, the service will only back up new files or those that had changed, which will make the process much faster. As you can see, there are lots of options when it comes to backing up your Mac. The easiest method is to connect an external drive to your Mac and let Time Machine get to work, but you can also supplement that with iCloud syncing or replace it entirely with a third-party solution. So that means you've got plenty of choice over how to back up your Mac and keep your files safe.